Hello, everyone, and welcome. Happy Sunday. Christmas is over. We made it, right? Thank you all so much for being here with me on this Sunday afternoon. The holidays are officially over. We've wrapped everything up, and now we're in that kind of in-between season where the noise starts to quiet down a little, and we finally get the chance to refocus and prioritize our own health. So this is the perfect time to pause and reset, just start prioritizing our health once again, but without extremes, without pressure, without all of those overwhelming routines and those harsh cleanses and protocols and all that stuff. So today's live stream is all about New Year, New You, centered on nourishment and hydration and mineral support using a very powerful but very simple 3-in-1 approach that we're going to make today. And it basically is going to bring together clean protein, which I have been loving, this clear isolate. I'm going to share with you guys what that is, proper hydration, and the mineral richness in which true sea moss brings. So before I get too far ahead of myself, I'm going to just check my audio for 2 seconds here. Make sure that I'm all good. Yep. All right. I'm good. Got to check those things every once in a while. Sometimes I have a weird feeling. Technical stuff likes to throw me a wonky card every once in a while. But I'm Katie. Welcome to my kitchen. This is all about showing you how to, of course, incorporate how easy it is to incorporate, I should say, true sea moss products into your everyday routine. And I have been on sea moss for roughly 10 months, maybe a little bit more. I'm probably closer to 11 months at this point. And it has honestly been simply amazing. It has changed many, many things in my life. So definitely let me know in the chat box who you are and where you're joining me from. Let me know if you have any questions whatsoever. All you have to do in order to get to any of these products that I'm talking about is click in the description link. There's a link that'll take you immediately to the Amazon True Sea Moss storefront page, and you will be able to shop all of the products. So I'm going today to be showing you a few of my favorites and how you can very, very easily simplify your wellness routine so that your body can actually use what you're giving it instead of just being overloaded by all the new supplement routines that you might be trying to start, right? So a ton of people are exhausted right now by complicated protocols. Nobody needs any more fuss, right? Handfuls of wellness supplements, products that just promise everything but deliver very, very little. Has anybody been there? I've definitely been there. That's not us. We are focusing today on how the body truly works and how when you combine quality protein, adequate hydration, and mineral replenishment, you create a very strong foundational system that supports better energy, that supports better digestion, immunity, muscle recovery, skin health, overall balance, even hormonal balance. And that's going to make us moving into 2026 a lot brighter, right? A lot more hopeful. So it's really not about doing more, my friends. It is about doing what actually works with your body, making it sustainable long after the holidays are over, right? Well into, the end of 2026. That's my hope for us all. So the important part to know is true wellness always begins at a cellular level. So every cell within our body requires water, minerals, amino acids, all of those things to function properly. But here's the thing, without hydration, nutrients cannot move efficiently, all right? Without minerals, enzymes and hormones cannot activate. Without protein, you probably already know the body cannot repair or rebuild or really maintain muscle tissue, especially in not only muscle, but hair, skin, and nails, even immunity within our cells. Excuse me. So when one of these things, or I guess you could say one of the pieces to that puzzle is missing, the body most definitely starts to compensate. And compensation that's when you start to see fatigue. You start to see like crazy cravings. You start to see additional brain fog. You start to even experience maybe joint discomfort, dull skin, weakened immunity. All of that starts to show up. But this is why this 3-in-1 approach, like we're going to make today, it matters so much. So instead of addressing one issue at a time, we're going to support your whole body, your body as a whole, all right? So we're going to go ahead and jump right into making this super easy. And I mean, really, you just throw all the ingredients in together into a shaker bottle. I've got a mason jar because I want you all to make sure and see what I'm doing. But you can put it in your workout, shaker bottle. You can make it fancy and put it in a beautiful glass, pour it over ice, however you want to do it. This is a pretty amazing, I call it like my secret sauce. So I love to make this ahead of time, like I make it the night before. So my husband and I normally go to the gym anywhere between real early in the morning and like early afternoon. And I have a very busy morning all throughout the afternoon, and not till evening that things start winding down. So I need that in the refrigerator to grab and go. So I make this the night before. That also helps with the foam that the clear protein isolate will form, and I'll show you how that works, but it helps the foam to dissipate in the refrigerator overnight. So we're going to go ahead and jump in. Let me actually switch to my close-up scene. Let me show you just a few things really quick, and then I will show you the close-up scene. So this is my favorite clear protein isolate right now. I'll give you a close-up. So it's by Ascent. You get this at Whole Foods or Amazon. I am loving this. This is the coconut pineapple. I know that they have other flavors, or maybe just one or two. Maybe just this one and another one in the clear version. I could be wrong though. I don't need to look any further because the the pineapple coconut is absolutely delicious. Very, very minimal ingredients, super clean ingredients, no weird stuff in there. Soy-free, no artificial flavors, no artificial sweeteners, gluten-free, 100% pure whey protein isolate, and it is also hormone-free. So you can definitely just use this with water. You can mix it with milk. Even I've never tried the milk. Here's what I'm switching from. I used to do I've been on protein shakes like, oh my gosh, 20 plus years. And I mean, they're great, but sometimes that regular whey protein, it feels really heavy, especially when you're trying to prioritize protein in your daily diet. And you're like, oh my gosh, my belly's full, but you need to get that protein in, like right after a workout. There's just those times where I'm like, I can't drink a protein shake. I feel like, okay, that is where this comes in. This is clear isolate protein. It's pretty amazing. So it is much lighter, like significantly lighter. It doesn't feel heavy. Your belly doesn't feel bloated. There is zero digestion problems. I know a lot of people experience bloat and that heavy feeling, even stomach upset with regular whey. This has been a game changer for me. I am absolutely obsessed with it. So of course I chose to use this in this little 3-in-1 tonic that we're going to make together. So I wanted to show you that. I'll explain a little bit more here in just a bit, but we'll go ahead and switch scenes here and I will make sure and get started. Okay, so these are all of our ingredients. Now, this Naked Whey ISO, this is also another option, all right? Their difference is this is 100% flavorless. Like there's absolutely nothing in here other than whey protein isolate and, oh my gosh, wait. I did know that. Hold on. Yeah, and sunflower lecithin. So, and that's just an emulsifier. Like almost, you got 2 ingredients in this stuff. So I will be honest, this is not the best tasting stuff. So if you choose to use this, that's why I've incorporated these little True Lemon packets. They change everything and it's amazing. So you could do either or. To be honest, sometimes I like to do 1 scoop of this and I'll do 1 scoop of this if I really want to up my protein. But that is an option, of course. Today we're going to be using the Ascent Clear Protein Isolate 100% Whey. Now, I've got a couple options here that you could use. So you could most definitely really up the hydration and mineral intake by doing a scoop of the green powder. This stuff is by far the best green powder that I've ever tried, ever. And I've tried almost all of the green powders out there. Wasted way too much money on that stuff because, we all get sucked into the beauty of the green powder and they make it look delicious. And then you buy it, you get it, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, what in the world are these people thinking? It is not delicious. This, my friends, is by far the best I've ever tried, okay? So if you really want to level up this protein hydration mineral tonic, put yourself a scoop, even a half scoop of the green powder in there. You will be surprised at how really it blends seamlessly and how delicious it is. But these are a few of the ingredients I have in the sea moss options. I have several options that you can incorporate. You can most definitely do the sea moss gel, 2 tablespoons, as you see in the recipe card. I am going to be using the sea moss drops because they are super easy. I mean, you just drop them in there. You don't even have to worry about mixing them up. The gel blends seamlessly. It does really a fantastic job of blending and kind of emulsifying, but I'm feeling the drops today, so that's what we're going to use. We have 3 different options in the drops. We have the elderberry, we have the strawberry, and we have the green apple. I'm also going to be using creatine. Creatine is not just for muscle heads and bodybuilders, my friends. It is also incredibly beneficial for our brain development and cognitive ability, plus it helps with sleep with continued use. I've got a couple other gel options that you could use. Really, you could use any flavor gel option or really any flavor of the drops. And then I've also got this coconut water. This happens to be pineapple flavored. It is delightful. This is like next level delicious. Now, if you want to decrease the sugar, I mean, this only has, pineapple and coconut have natural sugar within them. But in 8 ounces of the pineapple flavor, you're only going to get about 5 grams of added sugar in there. If you want to just use regular coconut water, you absolutely can. That will lower the sugar a bit. If you want to just use regular water, sparkling water, whatever you choose, I highly recommend the coconut water, whether it's flavored or not, because it adds that extra hydration, a little bit of extra mineral. It's like hydration at its best, basically. So this is what we're going to use today. Now, I am very quickly going to switch back to my tracker, and I'm going to put a little bit of filtered water in my mason jar. So I think I'm going to use about 4 or 6 ounces of just regular filtered water, and then I'm going to use about 4 to 6 ounces of the pineapple flavored coconut water. So I think my camera should track me as I walk over here to my sink. Yes, I think it's got me. Okay, so putting in some filtered water right now. Where is my marker here? All right, I've got about 6 ounces of filtered water now. Next thing we're going to do is just go ahead and add in our pineapple flavored coconut water. Okay, so I'm telling you, you guys are not going to be disappointed. This is absolutely delicious. So let me go ahead and switch back to my close-up scene. All right, there we go. All right, so we've got our filtered water, okay, about 6 ounces. Now we're going to go in with our pineapple flavored coconut water. I think I'm going to do about 4 ounces. Let's see. There's 8, a little bit more. There's about 10. Okay, so about 4 ounces. You can do a whole cup of this. You can do less, however you want to do it. But this is truly delicious. Now, next, we are going to go ahead and let me go ahead and put in my little shaker ball. Now, typically, I would have like a protein shaker cup, but those are normally not clear, and I wanted you all to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and put my shaker ball in there. Now, like I said, you could absolutely go ahead and put a whole scoop or even a half a scoop of the green powder in if you wanted. This is amazing stuff, and it's going to really level up that hydration. This stuff is 25 organic superfoods in one. It is truly amazing. It's an 8-in-1 blend. So you get the organic spirulina, the ashwagandha root, the organic wheatgrass, apple cider vinegar, organic matcha green tea. Of course, you get your sea moss, your elderberry fruit, and your lion's mane. So it's got 2 adaptogens in it. Very, very powerful product. It's amazing. So, but I'm going to go ahead and just use the elderberry drops. So it's super easy. Now, let me show you the 3 options, if I can get them close enough here. We've got the elderberry, we've got the strawberry, and we've got the green apple. And really, you could use any of these. I'm just going for the elderberry today. Excuse me, because as you can see, I have a little tickle in my throat, and I want to, do whatever I can to increase my immunity. With these drops, you are going to get 200 milligrams of elderberry extract and 3,000 milligrams of sea moss goodness plus 200 milligrams of elderberry extract. Now, depending upon which flavor you choose, for instance, this elderberry flavor, you're going to do 2 dropperfuls, all right? So 1 dropperful, if you can see, I know you can't see the mark, but right about there, there's a 1 milliliter mark, okay? So we're gonna do 2 of those. I'm gonna tip the bottle. All right, so we've got 1 milliliter going in. It's that easy. And then we've got another milliliter going in. So there you go. You've just added the goodness of minerals and hydration that easily, right? Now, as I mentioned, as an alternative, you could absolutely use the sea moss gel. Without a doubt, would be delicious. I've tried it. I've used it. I've used it many times. Excellent flavor, the strawberry. I believe it's on sale right now. It's like 9% off. So grab that while you can. So next we are going to be adding our creatine. As I mentioned, creatine is no longer just for muscle heads and bodybuilders, my friends. This is really, really beneficial for cognitive ability, for better sleep. Look it up. You don't have to believe me. This is about 5 grams of creatine, okay? Actually, I'm going to close my blinds just a little bit because the light is a little bit too bright. I'm kind of blinding myself. There we go. That's better. Okay, so we've got about 5 grams of creatine going in. If you stick to around 2.5 to 5 grams, you're not going to get that bulk. Your muscles are still going to absorb a lot of water. That's what creatine does. But you won't notice any like, you know, a lot of people think if they weigh themselves daily, when they consume creatine, they feel like it makes them gain weight. It's not. It just pulls muscles into your water. It pulls water into your muscles. That's all that it does. So if you stick to 2.5, no more than 5 grams a day, you will definitely be perfectly fine. All right, so we've got the 5 grams going in of creatine. That stuff blends seamlessly as well. Okay, so we are also going to add just the smallest little pinch of sea salt. And when I say small little pinch, I mean really like negligible amount, okay? Like I'm talking tiny little pinch, nothing major. That's just going to add that extra hydration, the extra minerals, plus it's going to kind of boost the flavor. As we know, salt kind of brings out the flavor in just about anything, especially in something sweet. All right, now last but not least, we are going to go ahead and add in our Ascent Clear Protein Isolate 100% whey, 0 artificial anything. This stuff's only got 100 calories in it, but it's got 20 grams of protein. It is amazing. Now I will give you a heads up. Anytime you're dealing with clear protein isolate, it does foam up a bit. But don't worry, you just got to shake it and let it set, and then shake it again and let it set. And then that's why I like to put mine in the refrigerator overnight. I make mine ahead of time because the foam just kind of dissipates while it's in the refrigerator. So this is 1 scoop going in. It's milled very, very fine. I'm telling you, I love this stuff, my friends. Okay, so let me make sure we have everything. We have our 4 to 6 ounces of filtered water. We have our 4 to 6 ounces of coconut water. I used the pineapple flavor. We have anywhere between, or any product in the true sea moss family. So you could do 2 tablespoons of sea moss gel, any flavor, or I did sea moss drops. Now, depending upon the flavor, if you choose the elderberry, you have to do the 2 droppers in order to get the full 3,000 milligram of sea moss. So that's what I put in here. We also did 1 scoop of the Clear Protein Isolate, my favorite brand. We also did 5 grams of creatine. You could definitely switch that up and go ahead and bring in some BCAAs. You could do both if you want, creatine and BCAAs. A little tiny pinch of sea salt. And then if you wanted to really boost the flavor, you could definitely do any of these True Lemon water flavoring packets. They're clean ingredients. They really are delicious and they kind of change the flavor. But I'm telling you, just this by itself is absolutely delicious. It tastes kind of like a tropical vacation, very much like a summer drink on the beach. All right, so I'm just going to give it a good shake. And you will see very quickly how it foams up. That is the Clear Protein Isolate, most definitely. So as you can see, it looks like the whole thing is foam at this point. It's okay. You just give it a little bit of time. It's no big deal. Shake it up again. Now I'm going to go ahead and let that set while we are talking. As you can see, it's really, really foamy, okay? But that's just because it is clear protein isolate. So every time I shake it, you'll see this stuff become higher and higher, and the foam will decrease quicker and quicker. So, and I mean, really, it's not, if it doesn't bother you, sometimes I just stick a straw in there. I don't care about the foam. Okay, my friends, let me go ahead and switch back, and we will get to talking about why I am loving the clear isolate protein and really why it's kind of trending at this moment. Let me get back to where I was. Okay. So the clear isolate protein, okay, that is often, it could be called clear whey isolate as well. The important part is the word isolate. It is a very refined form of whey protein that dissolves to form a very transparent or light colored juice-like beverage. And then, especially when it's mixed with just water, if you mix it with something colored or milk, it's going to, of course, change the level of color and the transparency. But it has several features that distinguish it from a traditional protein shake. First, it's derived from whey protein isolate, and sometimes it's called hydrolyzed whey. Get your words together. Hydrolyzed whey basically means that most of the fats and the carbs and the lactose have been removed during the processing, and that gives it a really, really high protein to calorie ratio. But with minimal heaviness or creaminess. You almost have zero creaminess, which I am loving. And I've only been using this stuff for about a month, but I can already tell I'm going to love using this in the summer because we are about 15 minutes off the coast of North Carolina, really close to the beach. So it is very humid here, starting in the early spring. And the last thing I want to do is drink a heavy protein shake in the middle of a very humid, hot summer day. So this is going to be amazing when I'm just able to like pour it over ice. It's going to increase my protein intake, and it's going to be light and refreshing. And I'm going to be kind of playing with other recipes for it and see what kind of neat creative stuff that we can come up with. But the transparency and the fruit flavor, it kind of, well, not kind of, in a big way, it makes it more palatable for a ton of people, especially those who don't like that thick, milky type shake of a protein powder. And then because the lactose and the fats are almost completely absent, the clear isolate is a lot easier to digest for people that are really sensitive to dairy. Now, clear isolate still delivers complete essential amino acids. And it supports muscle protein synthesis and recovery, while that light texture and that low calorie count really make this format ideal for any kind of post-workout, pre-workout, intra-workout, really anytime protein supplementation without the bulk. You don't even have to work out. You know, granted, move your body and get your exercise, but anything where you want to prioritize protein in your diet is always a good thing. So we all need more protein in our diet, especially as we age. Now, protein is completely essential. Speaking of age, as we every year get a little older, many adults are not consuming even close to enough high quality protein. And that leads to muscle loss and slower metabolism, poor recovery, and you know those constant like hunger pains exist when you don't get enough protein. Protein provides the amino acids that your body needs to maintain that lean muscle support and also really healthy blood sugar levels, which is really important when it comes to balancing out those cravings and not making them like drive you out of your mind, right? So it's also going to help you feel full and satisfied because it fills up your belly with a lot of protein. Now, when protein intake is adequate, your energy levels start to stabilize, your cravings decrease, the body becomes more efficient at burning fuel instead of storing it. So protein is not just for athletes. It is for anyone who wants to, better strength, balance, just a healthier, from the inside out kind of vitality. Now, let's talk a little bit about hydration. And before I do, I want you to see the difference. It's already kind of taken on a thicker, it's not super transparent now because the foam is dissipating and it's kind of, everything's blending together. I'm going to go ahead and give it another shake. Now, if and when you use creatine, you'll notice that the creatine tends to settle on the bottom. for me, I feel like it never 100% dissolves, and I'm fine with that. You just want to give it a shake before, you drink it. So as you can see, so each time we shake it, it gets a little less foamy each time, and the foam goes down even quicker each time. So it really is worth it. The clear protein whey isolate, it's going to be like your new favorite protein source. Now, we were talking about hydration. True hydration requires electrolytes and minerals. So water can actually enter the cells instead of just passing right through them. There's a big difference between plain water and water that actually enters your cells because of electrolytes and minerals. So as you probably already know, dehydration often shows up as fatigue, chronic fatigue, especially headaches, dry skin, constipation, muscle cramps, and even brain fog, like really poor focus. So there's a ton of people that drink water all day long and still feel very dehydrated because their mineral levels are very much depleted. This is where hydration support paired with mineral-rich sea moss becomes incredibly powerful. Because, my friends, proper hydration helps to regulate the body temperature. It helps to support digestion. It cushions our joints. It allows nutrients to be absorbed and delivered where they are needed the most. True sea moss is one of nature's most powerful mineral sources. It contains a very wide spectrum of essential minerals that the body uses each and every single day. And this includes iodine, for instance. Just to give you an example, iodine is amazing for thyroid support. Magnesium, that definitely helps promote muscle relaxation and nervous system balance. And the potassium is great for hydration and heart function. Calcium, zinc, iron. Iron is incredibly important for oxygen transport. All of these minerals work together, not in isolation. They work synergistically together, which is why whole food sources like sea moss are so valuable and our bodies love them so much. And you just, after giving it time and being consistent, you just start to feel better. That's how benefits show up. You just start to feel better. I feel way better at 46 than I did at 36. And that's a pretty bold statement to make. And I couldn't be more thankful, honestly. The thing about minerals, when they are replenished constantly on a daily basis, consistently, your body can finally do what it's designed to do. It can balance itself out. It can run efficiently, optimally, kind of effortlessly. When protein, hydration, and sea moss minerals are combined, though, that's when the benefits really work together and are compounded. So your energy becomes more consistent. You don't get those spikes and crashes. Your digestion becomes smoother because enzymes and gut lining receive the support that they need. Then your muscles start to recover faster and feel stronger. Your skin starts to respond. It's more hydrated. The thing is, minerals feed the skin from the inside out. A lot of people, they're obsessed with those topical applications of anything and everything for your skin and your hair, and it just doesn't work like all of the claims, state that it will work. Hair and nails, skin, hair, and nails need minerals from the inside. Okay, that's how they grow stronger. Also, our immune defenses become a lot more resilient because of the zinc, the iron, the amino acid support. Immune cell production and response is hugely affected by minerals and hydration, also amino acids. So that's why this is a 3-in-1 kind of super tonic, I feel like. It's really about rebuilding the body's foundation for 2026 and even beyond that. So one of the most overlooked benefits of proper mineral intake is definitely hormonal balance. Minerals play a huge role in hormonal balance, my friends. Sea moss provides very gentle but very bioavailable mineral support that helps the body find balance instead of kind of forcing it. And honestly, it's especially important during times of stress. Like we just finished up Christmas. That is very much a stressful time. Then those seasonal changes, lifestyle transitions, like starting the new year. Also, hydration paired with minerals, it's going to help support joint comfort and mobility. Cartilage and connective tissue rely heavily on water, but water with minerals to stay cushioned and flexible. So when hydration improves, your joints often feel a lot less stiff and moving becomes a little easier. And then protein, of course, goes in and supports muscle around those joints. So that creates further stability and strength. And the combination basically is great for anyone who's trying to stay active, pain-free, moving into a new, healthier chapter of their life and this year. So one other thing that I want to mention is gut health, okay? Gut health is another major piece of 2026, or should be. The gut relies on hydration to move waste efficiently. If you don't have proper hydration and mineral support, the stomach acid and the enzyme production does not happen efficiently, all right? And there's not enough protein to repair that gut lining. Sea moss acts as a really gentle prebiotic, and it helps to increase the good gut bacteria, all the while soothing that digestive tract. So when the gut is fully supported, your nutrient absorption definitely improves. You get a decrease in overall inflammation. You just start to feel better from the inside out. But the thing is, you have to be consistent, all right? Consistency is what creates great results. And really, that's with anything in life, right? So a simple kind of daily routine that would include protein for nourishment, hydration for cellular function, and sea moss for those minerals. That's going to give your body what it needs every day without being overwhelmed. And it's going to work with it, not against it, especially if you stick to clean ingredients, right? This is how you stop kind of starting over every January, and instead you build momentum that lasts all year long. You're going to build and create a habit for yourself with intention that your body is really going to start thanking you for. I promise you that. The results have showed up in my own life in an absolutely amazing way. Now, as we kind of step into 2026, this is definitely an opportunity to choose nourishment over restriction, okay? Choose support over stress. Choose simplicity over confusion. Choose the goodness of sea moss, whether it be the gels, the drops, the green powder. No matter what product you choose, I'm telling you, your body is going to thank you. You are absolutely going to love this stuff. I just realized it's totally out of the frame. I need to put it right back in there. And this is such an easy way to combine protein, hydration, and minerals. It's going to be your friend, most definitely. It's kind of that return to foundational wellness, more of a holistic approach. But when the body receives what it needs every day, it responds, my friends. It definitely shows up in your life with better energy, better mental clarity, and immune resilience. I have literally, knock on wood, not been sick in 10 months. I mean, there's times when I feel bad, especially in the area of those hormonal times, but my seasonal allergies, which typically they will knock me down every change of the season, it's something that I always dread. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, it's about to be spring or summer or fall or winter. And I get that dreaded sinus infection. Everything feels miserable. I have not had a sinus issue, an allergy attack, an overreactive histamine response in over 10 months. And I could not be more thankful. Not to mention, that's just one of many things. So the better energy has definitely been a surprise. And it's not the kind of energy that you get that sudden spike or jolt like caffeine or energy drinks. It's very much different. It's just a clean, sustained feeling of energy. So, I wake up feeling extra productive. That's when, honestly, by the way, your cortisol level is supposed to be the highest in the morning. Your body has produced melatonin the day before. There's very much a circadian rhythm that happens throughout the day before. You lay down and sleep, you're in a reparative and a restorative state. Hopefully you slept well, then you wake up, your cortisol levels are at the highest. That's when our bodies are designed to just kind of get up with the sun and get to work. That's very much what happens to me. And then as the day goes on and the sun starts to go down, I'm like solar powered. I start to kind of wind down. That is a very natural circadian rhythm. That's when you know that things are running efficiently and effectively. But when it comes to energy, sorry, I went down a rabbit hole, got off track on that. I was telling you about the energy that I've experienced. So it's not like this huge surge of energy. It's definitely more of clean, sustained energy. You get the feeling of, okay, I woke up from a restful night's sleep and now I'm just ready to do all the things today. So it really is a definite shift from that jolt of caffeine energy or that rapid heart rate, or I don't like that feeling at all. Okay. It's never anything that is fun for me to feel that, like the jitters from caffeine or energy drinks or espresso or sugar. Does anybody else out there eat, like if I have a handful of gummy bears, that's that simple sugar, that really quickly digested sugar, my heart like races, which is, most people when they hear that, they're like, really? You're that sensitive to sugar? I'm not sensitive to sugar. My body just like, I get a surge of energy in the form of jitters and rapid heart rate. And I do not like that because you know what happens immediately after? The inevitable sugar crash. Okay. No fun. No fun at all. I want something that's going to last throughout the day, be clean and sustainable source of energy that I can really depend on. I hate the feeling of never knowing how you're going to feel and how you're going to get through the day. Like if you can't get to your coffee machine. Oh, Lord help. That's not me anymore. In fact, I don't even drink coffee anymore. So that kind of tells the story. Now, basically, let me just go over a few more things and then I'm going to wrap things up. So let me tell you another powerful benefit of the 3-in-1 approach. It's support for the nervous system because minerals like the magnesium and potassium, they play a critical role in nerve signaling and muscle relaxation. So when these minerals are low, people often experience a lot of tension and restlessness and poor sleep and heightened stress responses. You're in that fight or flight phase like constantly, and that's never a good phase to be in, right? CMOS provides gentle, very gentle, but very effective nervous system support, and it helps the body shift out of constant stress mode and into kind of a more balanced state, while hydration supports better brain function, and protein provides those amino acids that contribute to better neurotransmitter production. So I mentioned sleep earlier on. Let's talk about sleep just for a few minutes. Sleep quality is very closely tied to hydration, minerals, and protein intake. So you know the saying, you are what you eat. Well, you sleep like what you eat also. So dehydration can definitely disrupt your sleep cycles, while mineral deficiencies can contribute to a lot of nighttime muscle cramps, restlessness, difficult relaxing, all the things. Protein supports blood sugar balance even while we're sleeping. So that helps to prevent waking up feeling shaky or hangry or exhausted. So when these systems are working together and they are supported consistently, our sleep starts to become more restorative. It starts to become better at repairing while we sleep. And then mornings are then going to feel less draining. So let me make sure that I went over everything that I had intended. Let me check a few bullet points here. Okay, so immune health, I have to mention this. Immune health, for me, it's definitely way more than just seasonal, okay? It's honestly daily, all right? So our immune cells rely on protein for structure and better function. They rely on hydration for circulation. They rely on, for instance, minerals like zinc and iron. Those are incredible when it comes to activation and defense for our immune system. When the immune system is consistently supported, the body is much better prepared to respond to environmental stressors year-round. The foundation starts to become especially important as we move through the busy schedules, traveling, lifestyle changes, moving into the new year. So the 3-in-1 drink, the approach, supports metabolic health, protein that helps to regulate appetite, blood sugar balance, reduce energy crashes, and help with cravings. The hydration supports detox pathways through the kidney and the liver, and then minerals go in and assist that enzymatic reaction for better, I guess, metabolism control, hormone balance as well. When your metabolism functions efficiently, your weight management becomes a lot easier and a lot less stressful. It's amazing what happens when you start to balance your blood sugar. You just feel kind of, honestly, a lot of people have that, they describe it as kind of feeling empty because you don't have that craving anymore. You don't have that like intense hunger. It's like, it's almost, they say empty, but I think really what they're meaning is a sense of contentment because your belly's full, your blood sugar is balanced, and you don't necessarily, you don't have that need to constantly be putting something in your mouth all the time. So again, it's not about restriction. It's most definitely about nourishment that allows your body to function optimally. So as we look into 2026, let's create a lifestyle that feels supportive instead of exhausting. Wellness should not feel like a second job. That's exhausting to even think about, much less actually, perform and do. It should feel simple. It should feel nourishing. It should be sustainable. So when your body receives hydration, minerals, and protein consistently, it responds with clarity, with strength, with resilience. This is how you build confidence in your health choices and you start to trust your body again. You just have to show up and be consistent at it. And another thing about sea moss, it's very much a trend right now because people are really catching on to how amazing this stuff is. But friends, this stuff has been around for centuries, way longer than any of us have ever been alive. They have been using this all over the world for wound healing, for, of course, in times and areas where, for instance, it was around during the Irish potato famine when food was completely scarce. They've been using it in the Caribbean for centuries for wound healing, because of the nutritional density as well. It's just basically, I like to think of it like us in our modern day lifestyle, returning to nature-based nourishment that supports the body at its core. So when combined with hydration and protein, it becomes such a powerful daily routine that supports nearly every system in the body. We're not talking perfection, we're not talking extremes, we're talking alignment and balance, really with what your body actually needs. So thank you all so much for staying with me during this live stream and for choosing to invest in your health, hopefully even into long past 2026. So I hope that you enjoy your day, hope that you nourish your body today, hope that you build momentum towards a stronger, healthier version of yourself. And let's make 2026 be the best year ever. Let's make it where wellness finally feels simple, feels effective, and is, more importantly, sustainable. So I will see all of you guys on the next live. Bye-bye, my friends.